Hello everyone. Let me just adjust this. There we go. That's better. Tanya Otterstein here from Otterstein-Liehs here from bodybusiness.ca. Every Friday right here on my Facebook page. And today, as I promised, I'm going to be talking about your gut health. I made myself really short notes today. I know last week I kind of went over 10 minutes, but I'm really going to whittle it down to 10 minutes. And of course, always, if you want more information, never ever hesitate to contact me, and I'd be happy to share that more information with you. All right. So are there ever days where you just feel so bloated and like your gut, your stomach's just not happy, and you're thinking like, what did I eat? And I just feel awful. I look like I'm 6 months pregnant. If that is ever a situation you're in, then this is for you today. And if there's anything I say is like, yes, that makes sense, then comment below. Feel free to like this page as well, because the more people like it, of course, the more this important message is out there and helps other people. And of course, feel free to share down below. So one of the really important things about having a healthy gut, you've probably heard about the hormone GABA and serotonin. So because you know about serotonin, I'll just briefly touch on that. It's really important. It's produced in the stomach, and it helps you deal with things like anxiety, helps you deal with depression. Serotonin is kind of helps with the endorphins, the feel-good hormone. So that's just briefly talking about it. Again, because I'm short on time, I don't want to use, because that's a whole different topic. So serotonin and GABA, they're really, really important hormones. And, with the production in the gut, if your gut is unhappy, then you're going to have a really hard time, your body producing those. Okay. And also, you know how when you're feeling awful all the time, right? That doesn't help your overall mood. That doesn't help the feel-good endorphins. So that's why it's really, really a good idea. I find that I'm addressing this to you because there's so many people I know personally. Sometimes I just feel like really awful. And there's reasons I'm going to talk about today, and that's one of the key issues. Okay, so it's really, really important just to keep bowel function happening as well. You should be pooping every day between 1, 2, 3 times a day. So if you're not going poop every day, then you already have a gut issue that needs to be dealt with. Because when you think about it, the toxins, right? That's how they're excreted out of your body, one of the ways. So all that poop, it's holding on to the toxins and all that food. And if you're not emptying it, getting it out of you, it's going to build up in there. So again, if you're not going to the bathroom, you're not going poop every day, at least once a day, 2 to 3 times is even better. Then you definitely need to look at that. I mentioned last week the importance of probiotics. So one way of helping you, if you can't get into a doctor right away, is taking probiotics. That helps balance out your gut, your stomach. So probiotics are really, really important. And if you're wanting to know what a really, really good one is, it's metformin. And you want about 15 grams. So just, if you want to write that down, that's up to you. Now, when I talked about your gut and bacteria, if you ever into watching TED Talks, there's a lady out there, and her name is, I wrote it down, Bonnie Baster. She does a TED Talk, and again, it's Bonnie Baster, Bonnie Baster, and the really, really neat TED Talk she does is how bacteria talk to each other. Think of it like an orchestra, right? If one musical instrument, one player is not on tune, then the whole orchestra doesn't sound the same. Same thing with your gut. If your bacteria is unbalanced, if your body's unbalanced, then what's supposed to be this beautiful, hormonal structures, beautiful gut bacteria working together It's going to be totally, totally out of sync. And that's, your body telling you when you feel like crap, your body is signaling a really important message that you need to listen. So to get rid of that bloating, that where your gut is like so big and that cramping feeling, it's really important to follow an anti-inflammatory diet, especially when you're trying to nab this in the butt. And if you have food sensitivities, another thing you can do is start breaking down, cut this item out of your meal and see how you feel. So the anti-inflammatory good things to include, or the way you should start eating, is you want to have it high plant-based. So, think of what grows in your garden. You want to have fiber up there. And again, I mentioned 25 to 38 grams a day. And of course, you can get that through the fruits and vegetables, right? They're really high in fiber, especially vegetables. So 25 to 38 grams of fiber a day. So again, you want a high plant-based diet. You want to eat that. Ensuring your fiber is 25 to 38 grams a day. You want to have your omega-6. You want to have it low as possible. Those are those saturated fats. And if you're thinking, okay, great, this is like, how do I do that? This is another step. So look at whole foods. So get away from those prepackaged foods, those frozen foods, the foods in the box. Get away from that and stick to whole foods, your fruits, your vegetables, the real stuff, instead of the frozen, prepackaged, on the shelf stuff. So get away from that. Your whole foods is where you're going to get great vitamins, great minerals. You're going to get the great fiber that your body needs. And it's very kind to your body that way. When you have prepackaged foods or prepackaged frozen foods, all that, your body's not meant to try and break down all those, pick up a package is some of the things you can't even read, right? It's your preservatives, your sodiums, all this other stuff. Your body is working so hard trying to break down these really foreign things. So that's another reason why you're having gut issues and bloating and feeling like totally crap, okay? You want a minimum the amount of red meat you eat a day. And let's say you're a steak lover, you love it, love it. It's really scary how some people eat red meat every day. You do not want that. You want to limit it. So for myself, we have red meat, I'll say twice a month, maybe 3 times a month. We normally don't even have it once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, that kind of idea. So you want to minimize it. So all those steak lovers, not a good idea. If you are a steak lover, I know, it's barbecue season. A lot of people love steaks. We don't eat steaks ourselves. But when you look at a deck of cards, okay, a deck of cards is like this. That's how big your steak should only be, okay? So deck of cards, grab it. Okay, the thickness was about like this, right? And it's about like this. That is how your steak should be. It should not be filling up basically your whole plate, okay? Instead, fill up the plate with vegetables, rice, even small amount of potatoes. So don't make it all the steak, okay? Your refined sugars, refined flours, you want to minimize the amount of that. And also things like, let's say you use olive oil. Virgin olive oil, you never want to get it above a degree, because then those positive fats in olive oil end up turning into really bad fats. So, if your salads use virgin olive oil, however, if you are going to cook, then stick with coconut oil instead of the olive oil for that. And also, frying something, you can use coconut oil for that, regular coconut oil for frying, and then the virgin for baking. Okay, and like I mentioned before, you want less omega-6, minimum saturated fats. You want to increase your omega-3 fats. Okay, also, as far as, what can I really enhance? Barley, apples, lentils. Those are really great food to add into your diet to decrease the inflammatory things that are happening inside your body. Okay. Actually, someone, before I forget to mention him, Dr. Andrew Weil, W-E-I-L, Dr. Andrew Weil, he has a book out there, I'm sure like you can Google it too, where he talks about gut health, digestive health, all these different foods that help with anti-inflammatory in your gut. He has a lot of really good information. Again, I'm just touching on this, and I only have about 3 minutes left. So he also talks about the importance of edamame, which is soy food, right? Whole soy foods. That is great. And he also mentions one glass of red wine is fine. Okay. With the few minutes I have left, was a good idea that I'm trying to keep things down to 10 minutes. I don't know. Again, what I mentioned before, the soluble is best for gut issues. So oats, barley, oranges, apples, what I mentioned before. And also back to the bowel issues, going poop. Again, I talked about probiotics, but what you can also do is have psyllium every day. 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon. So depending how your issues are, because psyllium can be really explosive, start with a teaspoon. You mix it in with water, right? And gradually over 3 to 5 days, increase it to 1 tablespoon. But please, please, please make sure you stay hydrated. Again, if you're not sure how hydrated you are, there is a formula I can give you to indicate how much. So let's say you are, 125 pounds, for example, you should be drinking a minimum of 2.5 liters a day. Of course, the more active we are, the more we drink. So myself, I drink about 2.5 to 3 liters a day. I'm usually closer to over 3. With being active, when you're sweating it out, you really need to replenish what you sweat out because electrolytes and all that. So if I'm going for a run, if I'm working out, and I, let's say, drank, half a liter, I'm going to add the liter back into my body. But again, I can give you, all you need to do is email me, and I can give you the formula to determine how much water you personally need to be drinking every day. And on a final note here, as I come down to my last 2 minutes, again, the probiotics, the name was metformin, and that's 15 grams. Eat lots of plants, again, I said, to get your fiber in there, that 25 to 38 grams of fiber. If you're having bowel issues, you're not going to poop every day, increase that fiber, 25 to 38 grams a day. You can also get that through that psyllium over the next 3 to 5 days, starting with a teaspoon, building it up to a tablespoon so your body can adapt, all right? Lots to say. I know I talked really fast. I don't love talking this fast, but I wanted to get the major scope of my conversation in today. And actually, there's another place I'm going to direct you to. It's probioticchart.ca. This is something you can look up, and it gives you some really information. Again, that's probioticchart.ca. So you can look that up and give you some information that's really good. So here in Southern Ontario, it's like the last 2 weeks it's summer. This weekend it's supposed to unbelievably go up to 38. It did not even hit that in our summer. I'm guessing most of Ontario, we got, in the 20s and that. I mean, I didn't mind this summer. Yeah, it rained a lot. But I prefer the mid-20s over this, hot, high 30s weather. But we can't complain. What are you doing this weekend? Please do something for yourself. Please get active. Go for a walk. Go for a bike ride. Go for a run. Do something outside. Get that awesome vitamin D that is happening out there. One more thing, too. I have put together a list. 2 things actually I have for you. I put together a list of 10 superfoods, science-based superfoods that are fat burning. And I have also with that included 12 recipes. Those recipes include dinner, lunch, breakfast, and snacks. So if you want to get a hold of the list of the 10 superfoods with 12 recipes, kid-friendly recipes, then please email me and I'd be happy to send that to you. So Tanya Otterstein-Liehs here, Shaping Your Foundation, teaming up with busy middle-aged moms, whether they're premenopausal or not, middle-aged women, to help you develop a balanced lifestyle, life-independent, important time for you to make a transition into developing a positive mindset, including exercise and having an overall balanced meal plan. Take care. We'll see you next Friday, same place, Body Business KW at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can always catch all of my videos that I've done, my talks on my YouTube channel, Tanya Otterstein-Liehs. Send your questions, comment below, share this, like this. We'll see you next Friday, 1 o'clock. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.